Toward the end of 2023, a content creator known as Dog Blogs pushed his way into an abandoned residence where years of structural deterioration had left gaping holes in the floors, dropping straight down to nothing below. What he stumbled upon inside was the kind of thing that tends to stay lodged in your memory for the rest of your life. The entire place had been frozen in time, as though the people who lived there had simply ceased to exist. One morning, every room was cluttered with personal effects, and children's playthings were still strewn across the ground as if a kid had just set them down. But there was a very specific reason everything had been left exactly where it was. As he worked his way through the lower levels, something on the wall caught his attention. A strange marking he had somehow walked right past during his first sweep of the room. He moved in for a closer look.
Holy Jesus, how did I miss that, guys?
Look, there's even a foot on the table.
A foot?
A foot.
Deer foot. Jesus.
This place isn't crazy.
So get to the attic, which I need a light for. Yo, these are sketchy stairs, bro. What? Hey guys, you tell me for a sec. A whole bunch of randomness up here. You okay?
Oh yeah. Let's try to do it one hand. We just gotta make sure we don't fall through this roof, guys.
Yeah. Now stay on the beams, eh?
For sure.
100%.
So much random stuff.
I know, literally. Oh,
Oh!
creepy!
I don't like those guys.
Just looking at us. This is so random, so old school. Like,
That's creepy.
Look at all this random stuff. I don't want to move around too much, guys, because
Yeah.
these are just beams.
You can see right outside. That's
Are
not
you
a good
smoking?
sign. No.
What the hell? You should see this haze that just came across my camera.
No, I got nothing. Hello?
Hello?
What was that? Hello?
This place is really creepy.
Let's go check that out. Sketchy, like, half-broken stairs.
Huh?
Sketchy, half-broken stairs.
This is the final room, I believe.
Yeah, there's like 2 more rooms here.
The last
Whoa.
2 rooms are upstairs.
Last time Mo and I were here, that was locked.
What?
This door. We couldn't get into that. It had 2
That one?
boards on it. Now there's only 1.
You think it's actually open though? It looks open.
It looks open.
Oh, the fuck
I'm
is it going on?
sketched after just hearing that noise.
What if somebody's in there? Because it looks like someone might be staying here. I don't know.
Like, Mo and I filmed this like maybe a month ago. That was close.
Who knows?
Kind of
Who
sketched to
knows
go
if it
check
could
it.
be in there, so we gotta- So you guys can see this room now, what's going on. It seems like
Yeah, it's definitely open.
in this room is definitely...
It's definitely open.
This guy's saying the door was closed last time and locked, apparently. Hello?
I'm scared to open it. You go open it. I got the wide angle on it just in case. What is that? Stinks.
Oh.
What the?
Fuck is it now? Oh.
Yo!
What? What is
Do you not see that at the very end?
What the fuck?
That's a body.
Is it?
There's a body in there. Yo, yo. Hello? Are you alive?
Yo, that's the guy's head.
That is somebody laying there, dude.
Yo, that's somebody laying there. See that? Oh my god, that's somebody laying there.
What the?
Oh,
They're not even moving. Hello?
sorry. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you okay?
What the fuck is that? You guys see that? That's literally a person. What the fuck do? We should go.
We're gonna have to call the police and just tell.
And that's when it hit him. Let's get the fuck out of here. That unsettling find only added another layer to the already baffling question of why this home had been so suddenly deserted. Grasping the seriousness of what he was dealing with, the explorer wasted no time clearing out and contacting the authorities to report what he had come across. Even now, the identity of the individual discovered in that room has never been determined. This footage comes from Lost Places and Legends, a small two-person channel dedicated to uncovering the forgotten and eerie history of the American Southeast. For this particular investigation, the duo heads out to an abandoned barn dominium, essentially a converted barn that was once used as a rental property. According to the landowner, a family of 6, 2 parents and 4 kids, had been renting the place, but after roughly 6 weeks, they suddenly loaded up a U-Haul with whatever they could grab, told the owner to keep everything else, and took off. They made it crystal clear they never wanted to set foot on the property again, and didn't even bother asking for their deposit back. The place has sat empty for close to 10 years since, and it shows. Every room is packed with abandoned belongings. Children's books, outdated electronics, and perhaps most unsettling of all, enormous dense curtains of cobwebs draped across nearly every surface. If you're even remotely arachnophobic, you'd be shopping for a hazmat suit. The team also spots an old toy robot sitting among the clutter, seemingly innocent enough. But keep your eyes on that thing, because it becomes relevant later.
A robot?
After picking through the jam-packed rooms, the 2 investigators work their way toward the kitchen area. The atmosphere inside starts to feel noticeably heavier, and the tension begins to build. One of them comments on the oppressive energy in the space, and almost on cue, the house seems to respond. See for yourself what happened next.
There's something else back there. Not 100% sure what that is back there. Another room maybe? I don't know.
I'm just not digging the vibe in here, man.
It's got a heavy feel, that's for sure. I don't... Whoa!
Yay, 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 yay. Shit.
Hey, no, let's go back this way.
That was not cool at all.
I mean, are you trying to tell us to get out?
I'm coming back out here.
That was way too close for comfort. Personally, if a heavy door came swinging aggressively at my face like that, I'd be taking it as a very clear sign to wrap things up and head home. And here's the part that makes it genuinely hard to dismiss. When they go back to examine the door, they find it resting against the wall at a backward angle, meaning that for it to have swung forward, some kind of physical force had to push or pull it past its own center of gravity.
Man, I can't even pick it up. There we go. That was leaned up right here, wasn't it?
Yep, right in front of
Oh,
me.
dude, that's at an angle. Now, tell me how that fell forward. No.
Let me get this-
No, Well, where's my light? I need my flashlight, dude.
It's right over there.
No. That ain't,
Rattled but not ready to quit, the team pushes on through the rest of the property, checking out the upstairs rooms and the master bedroom. Eventually, they start setting up their static camera equipment to monitor for any unusual activity. But while they're still getting everything arranged, a loud thud suddenly rings out from another part of the house.
What was that?
What was that?
I don't know. I heard something in here.
Hold on, let me get my phone and start recording.
Yeah, just in case. It sounded like a thud. Oh, hell no. No,
Look.
dude.
That door fell down again. Thought you was leaving. What are you doing? What are you still doing here?
Man, how in the heck is this door coming down?
There ain't nothing on that door.
There's no way for this freaking door to come down. My God, I knew how to stop it from coming down.
Put it over in a chair.
As they'd soon discover, whatever was sharing that space with them had absolutely no problem rising to the occasion. With the door situation temporarily dealt with, they shift gears and launch an EVP session, hoping to pull some kind of response out of the air. And they don't have to wait long at all.
What was that?
I don't know, but my camera stopped recording too. What the hell? I don't even have a flashlight, dude.
And flashlight.
That's the little car that was up there, ain't it?
Yeah, that's the little car that was sitting right up there on the step, on top of the steps.
Well, we asked them to communicate with us, didn't we?
Looks like they did.
And I'm guessing they did.
What are you looking at?
I'm pretty sure that robot's head was down.
You sure about that?
No, I'm really not. I'll have to look in post-production, but I could have swore I remember seeing a light or something on him.
A small wooden toy car had apparently traveled from one of the upper floors down to the second step of the staircase on its own. And that toy robot from earlier, when they first walked in, its head was angled downward. Now it's pointing straight up, because apparently nothing says you're not alone quite like a 10-year-old toy quietly repositioning itself to track your movements. Despite all of that, the two press on and pick back up with their EVP session, still trying to document more evidence. A faint metallic tapping starts coming from the direction of the bathroom, and before they even get a chance to go check it out, whatever inhabits that house decides to make its presence undeniable. Somehow,
It's almost sound like this, but I don't know. So,
Yeah, I don't
I don't either.
Holy. Dude, I just felt that.
Yeah, that shook.
What in the... It better not be. It better not be.
It is. And it went the other way this time.
Dude, I ain't,
I'm not touching that door again. And I'm not going in that room.
I'm not going
again.
in there anymore. I'm
not
done.
going in that room. I'm done with the door. We can turn this, put your static camera.
the heavy door had violently launched itself in the complete opposite direction, despite being firmly wedged shut with a chair braced against it. At that point, the investigators decide they've collected enough for one night and head outside to catch their breath. But the activity doesn't wind down just because they stepped out. Their overnight static camera picks up one last, deeply unsettling moment. Here's what it recorded. Look. If a door defies gravity on 3 separate occasions, a toy car decides to take an unassisted trip downstairs, and an office chair starts rotating on its own in an empty room, I'd say the evidence for the place being occupied is pretty compelling. And honestly, it's not hard to understand why that family crammed everything into a U-Haul after just 6 weeks. I wouldn't have made it 6 days, but that door is really the thing I keep coming back to. A door falling once? Fine, blame an uneven floor, a draft, whatever. But swinging a second time and then hurling itself in the opposite direction against a chair that was specifically placed to stop it, that's not something you wave away with a basic physics explanation. Sure, skeptics could suggest the guys rigged up a fishing line or something, but their reactions in the moment read as completely genuine. And besides, if you were going to stage a fake video, would you really pick a location that's 90% spider webs? You'd spend the whole time fleeing from the spiders instead of worrying about pulling any strings. On the night of October 8th, 2023, a man named Marcelo, well known for venturing into forgotten and derelict locations, made his way to a crumbling church buried deep within the forest. Things appeared innocent enough at first, but then unsettling sounds began reverberating across the property.
It is pretty late at night. I am coming to a creepy church, which I found the location online. I don't know if you can get in there or not, but I'm here tonight to check it out. It sure does look creepy. It's been abandoned for quite a long time.
He pushed through the entrance, completely oblivious to the possibility that something or someone may have already been aware of his presence.
Creepy looking church. And I cannot believe I'm on my own doing this stuff. I've got to watch where I'm walking. I can hear all sorts of noises. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. But you know, I've got to bring the best for you guys.
A shadow appeared to shift ever so slightly right before his eyes, and what he hadn't grasped yet was that the darkness surrounding him was far from vacant. Convinced he was by himself, Marcelo called out, hoping for any response. What he failed to understand was that every creak, every faint whisper between 11 and 4:58 was a signal of what was drawing near, hidden in plain sight the entire time. For a brief stretch, an eerie stillness settled in, but it didn't last. The noises intensified, bouncing off the decayed stone walls around him, adding to the dread.
Falling through. It was just... What the hell? That scared me. Look, there's quite a lot of pigeons in here. Guys, I am so nervous right now. So not doing this on my own again. How many of you guys would come into a place like this on your own?
The church's remains, a forgotten christening basin, splintered and overturned pews, stood like grim relics of a history nobody dared to disturb.
Oh wow, check that over there. We've even got a christening pot right there. Just think people would have been christened here once. What the hell? Is that a pigeon? Hello? 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 Hello?
And then it happened. Mid-EVP session, a sudden and completely unidentifiable sound burst from somewhere in the darkness. Marcelo went rigid. He had no clue that he was not the only one there. His only option at that point was to get out fast. He made it out.
Get me the fuck out of here!
But that's not where the story ends. What people later spotted buried in his recorded footage spread like wildfire across the internet. Threads on Reddit erupted with debate. Was it a ghost, an intruder, or something nobody could quite categorize? A portion of viewers were convinced it was simply his mind playing tricks. Others were certain that church had never truly been unoccupied. But as easily as Marcelo could flee from that darkened ruin, the next group of explorers wouldn't get off so lightly. Chad and Gautier stepped into an enormous abandoned school, its corridors winding like a labyrinth, where whatever lurked inside didn't simply linger in the background. See for yourself how it interacted with objects and made its presence absolutely impossible to ignore. Uploaded by Paranormal Discovery, this video plunges into what might be the most physically grueling and mentally draining expedition the channel has ever documented. It doesn't kick off with mayhem. It starts with a quiet kind of curiosity, a solo trip into the backcountry, revisiting a location that once handed the creator one of the most terrifying experiences of his life. He's back on that same mountain, by himself under a late morning sky, hauling himself up punishing inclines just past an old cave he previously ventured through. The goal is straightforward: scope things out while it's light, get a look at the summit, then head back after dark to make camp. But as these places tend to do, the mountain decides it has other plans. He pushes upward carefully, his sciatica flaring with every step, the pain a constant reminder that this goes beyond a casual hike. It's a battle with his own body. A brief soak in a frigid, shallow mountain stream offers some relief for the nerve pain. It's a rare, quiet moment, almost tranquil, until something in the trees shatters it completely.
Okay, I just saw something white. I just saw white. What the f? Excuse my language. It looked like a polar bear. Like, it literally looked like a furry thing go like that way. What the hell was that? What was that? Hello? That was weird. It was straight up a white furry, like, bear. Okay. I don't know if I'm alone. That was definitely something moving. Yeah, I really don't feel like I'm alone. Like I know what I saw, and that was an animal of some sort, a white animal. But like, what the hell is white? Like, what animal would be like white and furry? Like, it wasn't small, it was big. Like, not like Bigfoot height, but like bear almost. I'm really creeped out. Like, actually. Hello?
White, large, covered in fur, it cuts through the tree line just beyond the range of clear focus. Not a deer, not a fox, bigger than a coyote, but not quite bear-sized. Though far from small. Whatever it was no illusion, and it was paying close attention. Still, he presses on. He hauls himself up a near-vertical rock face, solo, pushing into what he calls a jungle-like summit environment. The view from the top is breathtaking. Endless wild terrain rolling out toward the horizon, the altitude bringing with it an almost eerie calm. He spots worn trails and faint hints that people have passed through before, but every path dissolves into impenetrable brush. No way forward, just ancient, dense woodland, and the creeping feeling that whatever made those sounds on his last visit hadn't gone far. Standing on the edge of that cliff, the full weight of his situation starts to settle in. No backup, no safety net. He's deep in the backcountry, hours from any real help, and whatever had been lurking near the stream might still have its eyes on him from somewhere in those trees. When night falls, he makes his full return. This time with his dog Kia at his side, they set up camp at the familiar spot. The sun fades quickly, and the energy of the woods begins to change. What felt peaceful hours ago now carries a different charge entirely. Then comes the moment that makes everything feel wrong. The tent has shifted position.
And where the is the tent? Where the fuck's the tent? Yo, we just got robbed. Yeah, and someone just came and took the tent. What the fuck? Why is it over there? Why is there a tent over there? Hello? Someone in our tent? Kia, what the fuck? Kia, why is that over there? Oh, I'm shaking. Oh, shit.
Dress.
Yeah, it's gone from our spot. What the fuck?
If you're still watching, drop the hidden word nightmare in the comments. It had been placed in one spot and was now sitting somewhere else, as if it had been dragged or repositioned by unseen hands. No one to blame, no other people around. That single unexplained detail poisons the atmosphere for everything that follows. From that point on, the sensation of being observed never lets up. Kia grows visibly uneasy, rigid, alert, her gaze sweeping the dark. Something seems to be moving around the perimeter of the tent. Maybe footsteps, maybe just a subtle disturbance in the grass. Every tiny sound gets swallowed up and magnified by the surrounding silence. Then the batteries start giving out. Cameras that should have hours of life left suddenly going dead. And it starts to feel like something is siphoning the energy, both from the equipment and from the people holding it. What takes over isn't fear in the conventional sense. It's something more primal, a gnawing feeling of exposure, as though the forest is slowly closing in around them. There are no apparitions lurching out of the dark, no textbook cryptid sighting, but the threat feels undeniably present. It's psychological, it's instinctual. Yes, it's the wilderness, but it's also something beyond that. It's about what it truly means to walk deliberately into a place that resists being discovered, with no guarantee of safety and no clean exit. By the time morning arrives, the fatigue is etched into every part of him. There's no grand reveal, no dramatic confrontation, just the slow, heavy understanding that something occurred out there. Something strange, something that defies easy explanation. And maybe, in its own quiet way, that's precisely the point. Back at the trailhead, he wraps things up with a few words for the people watching. Get out into the world, push your limits, embrace nature, but don't be reckless. Because what he does out there isn't about putting on a show. It runs much deeper than that, a deliberate confrontation with fear, with instinct, and with the raw indifference of the wild. And that white figure, the relocated tent, the drained equipment, whatever was behind all of it is still out there, somewhere beyond the tree line. On January 24th, 2025, an Italian YouTuber by the name of Clement embarked on a road trip through Italy with the goal of documenting a series of abandoned sites. From the outset, though, things didn't go quite the way he'd hoped. On that first day, Clement and his crew made their way to an abandoned villa they'd been looking forward to checking out. After nearly an hour of walking just to reach the property, they were met with disappointment. The majority of the building had been sealed up tight. The main sections, including the very areas they'd been most excited to film, were completely blocked off and unreachable.
Impossible de trouver un trou pour se glisser et pouvoir visiter ce manoir qui, nous le savions.
Even so, the stop wasn't entirely wasted. As they made their way around the grounds, they stumbled upon a small annex attached to the main structure that had been left open. The second day threw them a curveball of a different kind. While traveling toward their next destination, the team spotted an abandoned building sitting quietly just off the road. Their curiosity got the better of them, and they pulled over to investigate. Inside, the place felt as though time had simply stopped. Vegetation had forced its way through cracks in the walls, and stacks of old documents and archival materials were strewn across multiple rooms.
C'est des archives, mais regardez la végétation qui pousse et qui rentre dans le bâtiment, quoi. C'est magnifique, quoi. Mais c'est fou parce que j'ai poussé la porte, c'était même pas bloqué. J'ai ouvert la porte, quoi, en fait, tout simplement.
Non, mais c'est un truc de ouf. En plus, juste avant, tu dis quoi? Tu dis, des fois, il laisse ouvert.
Oui, en plus. C'est ça, les amis. Le comble du comble. Moi, j'étais persuadé que c'était l'école abandonnée. Ça ressemble vachement, hein, comme bâtiment.
But the strangest discovery was waiting underneath the building itself. Pushing deeper into the site, they found a network of tunnels running through the ground beneath the structure.
C'est une dinguerie.
C'est sous l'eau aussi.
Ah ouais, c'est ça, c'est un tunnel. Les mecs, c'est un tunnel. Regarde, ça part à droite.
C'est ça. Et regarde.
C'est pas une cave.
Les bouts de fer qui sortent de.
Mec, c'est carrément ça.
Mec, c'est un bunker.
Je vais essayer de voir si j'arrive à voir à droite.
Vas-y.
En passant la caméra. Et en fait, c'est un tunnel, c'est ça, c'est un souterrain qui devait relier les deux bâtiments. J'essaie de passer la caméra pour que vous voyez. Mais bon, là on n'ira pas dans les terrains dans lesquels on est. On va pas y aller. Mais c'est vraiment, je pense, un tunnel qui reliait.
Based on the architectural style and historical clues scattered around the property, Clement theorized that the site could trace its origins back to World War II, during the era when Benito Mussolini held power over Italy. The building's exact function was never fully determined, but the tunnels hinted that it may have once served some kind of strategic or administrative purpose during that period. The most disturbing moment of the entire journey, however, came during their visit to an abandoned psychiatric hospital. While moving through one of the rooms, the team came upon what looked unmistakably like traces of blood. The find shook them immediately, and once the footage made it online, it set off a flood of questions from viewers.
Invite à visionner si vous l'avez pas encore vu. Et enfin, la soirée va se terminer par une macabre découverte dans l'hôpital psychiatrique. Et suite à cette découverte,
Rather than calling the local authorities directly, Clement drafted an email explaining that he and his crew were visiting tourists who had come across something suspicious inside an abandoned hospital. He included photos of what they'd found and used translation software to compose the message in Italian. Even after sending it off, he never heard anything back. Whether officials quietly looked into it, already knew about it, or wrote it off entirely remains a mystery. Whatever the case, it was a deeply unsettling note on which to close out the trip. Late at night, a woman by the name of Sarah was jolted awake by an alert from her outdoor security camera. The notification itself was brief, but more than enough to send a chill down her spine. Motion detected. She didn't hesitate for a second before pulling up the app to check what had set it off. What she discovered transformed a perfectly routine night into something far more disturbing. Lurking in the background of the footage, a strange humanoid shape can be seen drifting slowly along the far edge of the property before vanishing into the dark. The resolution of the recording makes it nearly impossible to determine exactly what it could be. Yet one detail is impossible to ignore. The figure's outline is strikingly human in form. With no follow-up information about what occurred afterward, the clip wasted no time igniting fierce debate online. Some viewers are convinced the camera picked up a paranormal presence, or possibly some kind of unidentified creature prowling around the property in the dead of night. Others lean toward a rational explanation, arguing it might have been a trespasser cutting through the yard, or even some kind of technical artifact in the footage. But there's one element of the clip that keeps pulling people back: the way the figure materializes and then simply ceases to exist. It's left a lot of people genuinely questioning whether it was ever physically there to begin with. Was this something with a perfectly logical answer, or are we staring at something that was never supposed to be caught on a residential security camera? And here's the thought that's truly hard to shake. What if that figure wasn't just passing by? What if it had been standing there, watching the house, long before that notification ever went off? Around 11 years back, a crew of friends headed out for a mudding trip. One of them got their vehicle stuck, and they snapped some pictures figuring they'd get a good laugh out of it down the road. A couple months later, when they were revisiting those photos for exactly that reason, one of them noticed something lurking in the background, a figure standing among the trees. Not a single one of them had seen this person at the time. So the question is, who was out there watching them from the woods? And if it was just some random guy passing through, why didn't he come over and offer a hand? A YouTuber by the name of Pasha made his way deep into the woods, arriving at a gloomy, fog-heavy abandoned village that the locals refused to even acknowledge. Families once called this place home, but they eventually fled, driven out by starvation and a lack of work. Nothing would take root in the soil, no crops, no fruit, and the nearest signs of civilization were miles away. These days the houses sit hollow, their walls swallowed by moss, trees punching up through collapsed rooftops, and the old footpaths all but erased by nature. What Pasha stumbled upon out there, though, is genuinely difficult to describe. In the video's description, he writes, "Someone has been scattering enormous quantities of candy throughout the woods and tying witchcraft symbols to the trees. It's all centered around an old, eerie, abandoned village buried deep in the forest. I'm heading out there alone at dusk to determine for myself whether something supernatural is actually happening or whether it's just a tale locals use to frighten outsiders. I'm going to get to the bottom of it and document everything." At first, the atmosphere felt almost peaceful. That changed the moment he began noticing strange wooden figures hanging from nearly every tree around him. Some were ancient and crumbling, others appeared to have been crafted recently. Sticks of varying sizes had been bound together using human hair and scraps of string twisted into unsettling shapes and symbols. Who put them there, and what for? To keep people away, as part of some kind of ritual? Pressing further into the abandoned village, Pasha started coming across brightly colored candy strewn across the ground, hundreds of individual pieces lining the path and clustered near the decaying houses. Who could be responsible for this, and why? According to locals, a shadowy figure resembling an old woman is frequently spotted wandering these woods alone after dark. Could she be the one behind the symbols and the candy? A witch, maybe? Following the trail of sweets, Pasha eventually came upon an old house that was somehow still standing. Stepping inside, he was completely taken aback. Dozens of those same witchcraft symbols dangled from the ceiling all around him. Then, while making his way through the rooms, he suddenly caught the sound of footsteps just outside, and a moment later realized that something, or someone, was peering in at him through the window. He bolted outside to investigate, but found nothing. Not a soul. Everything he came across that night carried a weight to it, a deep, creeping wrongness he couldn't shake. It wasn't long before Pasha decided he'd had enough and got out of there as fast as he could. To this day, nobody has any real answers about who or what is behind any of it. Nico is a guy with a passion for venturing into forgotten and deserted locations. It's not his full-time thing, but every time he heads out on one of these trips, he documents the whole experience and posts it to his channel. In this particular video, he decides to explore an abandoned cement factory and ends up stumbling into a seriously weird and unsettling situation.
Cazzo è sta roba? No! Kev, siamo sospesi nel vuoto. Zio caro.
The facility was completely derelict and tucked away in a very isolated spot, nowhere near any major roads or populated areas, with none of that familiar background noise, no traffic, no voices, nothing. It felt like they had the whole place to themselves. But while they were outside searching for another entry point, something completely unexpected crossed their path.
Ma cos'è? Ah no, sì, dove eravamo prima. Fermo, figa. Andiamo via, cazzo. Via. Sei fermato?
Without warning, that man broke into a full sprint chasing them down. Nico mentioned that his friend actually took a fall right after they cut the camera, but still managed to get clear. So who exactly was this guy? A security guard? That seems unlikely. The walls were plastered with graffiti and artwork, clear evidence that people had been coming and going there for a long time with nobody ever intervening. So what was he doing there? Abandoned sites like this one tend to attract all kinds of shady activity. Gang gatherings, drug dealings, people living rough, and plenty more besides. It's entirely possible the man giving chase was simply a gang member who'd been using the place and didn't want any witnesses around. That's just speculation, of course. The truth remains a mystery. But what counts is that they got out safely, and it serves as a sharp reminder of just how dangerous and unpredictable these derelict locations can turn out to be. Up next is a small channel belonging to a teenager who goes by Will. His content is mostly centered around urban exploration, think abandoned homes, derelict structures, and underground passageways. In this particular upload, Will brings along a friend named Marcus, and together the two head out to check out an old, heavily tagged and deteriorating house. They find their way onto the property fairly quickly through a gap in a broken fence. The garden inside has been completely swallowed by overgrowth, but pushing further toward the building, they spot a door hanging off its hinges and slip through. That's the moment things take a sharp turn. Just as the two are assuming the place is deserted, a man abruptly swings open a door directly in their path, sending both boys into a panic and making it very clear they were never alone in that house. Once inside, the condition of the place becomes impossible to ignore. Rooms strewn with empty bottles, broken glass everywhere, and graffiti blanketing every surface. Doing their best to keep their composure, Will and Marcus play it casual, telling the man they're just there to snap some pictures. The man, meanwhile, keeps muttering in a way that doesn't quite track, which only makes the whole thing feel more tense.
sorry about that. There you are. Oh, that's alright. No way.
He gives them just enough time to grab a couple of shots before they wander into a room that turns out to be far more disturbing than anything they'd seen so far. The walls are plastered with unsettling drawings, some referencing the police, others depicting strange figures, several clutching cans, and a few holding what appear to be needles. At that point, it's obvious they've pushed this as far as it should go. Both of them agreed to get out and call the exploration done.
Right, we're leaving now. Because we just want to get out of there. And we explored pretty much the whole house besides.
And honestly, even though nothing physically dangerous happened, walking away was almost certainly the right call. The man appeared relatively composed on the surface, but there was no real way to gauge where his head was at. And those drawings, even if they weren't all his work, raised the very real possibility that other people had been living there too, which made the whole encounter sit a lot heavier on both of them than they'd expected. Final video of the evening comes from the Bearded Explorer, a UK-based urban exploration channel celebrated for venturing into derelict hospitals, long-forgotten institutions, and care homes suspended in time. His measured tone and considered approach tend to stand in sharp contrast to the deeply unsettling quiet of the locations he visits. It is November 2nd, 2025, somewhere in England, United Kingdom. An abandoned care home, still, crumbling and only recently vacated.
Oh, that was really bloody creepy, that was.
He squeezes through a damaged side entrance, his torch sweeping across dust-laden furniture, scattered paperwork, and personal belongings left untouched exactly as they were. The atmosphere inside feels frozen, unnervingly frozen. Then a sudden piercing sound reverberates down the corridor, stopping him dead in his tracks. He whispers into the dark. Silence swallows his words whole.
Oh God, that was horrible. That was a big up. What the was that? What the hell was that? That was really weird.
Deeper into the building, a faint rhythmic knocking starts up behind a shut door. Slow and deliberate, he calls out softly, wondering if someone might actually be in there. No response comes. The knocking ceases the instant he moves toward it.
What's that? Oh, smoke alarm. Okay, that was really weird. Very strange.
Just moments later, a heavy thud rings out close by, resonating from only a couple of rooms away. His breathing grows shallow, the torch trembles slightly as he sweeps the corridor, yet the hallway ahead is completely empty.
Ooh, what the hell was that? That sounded like a voice then.
A hushed murmur drifts along the passageway, too faint to make out any words, yet unmistakably coming from a human voice. He stops mid-stride, straining to listen, unable to tell whether it originated from behind him or somewhere ahead.
Oh, why is there always a creep? Oh, look at that. Okay, that is one creepy bath. God, it's almost like a door of a Lamborghini, like strung up in the air. Oh, it absolutely stinks in here, and I've just realised why it stinks in here too. That is disgusting. Oh. Got another small room with an ensuite. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God, this is probably the creepiest room I've been in so far. Oh, no, I don't like this. I really don't like this. God, the hairs on the back of my neck.
Inside a bathroom housing a badly deteriorated tub, he mutters under his breath, "This is one creepy bath." The camera lingers on fractured tiles, bubbling paint, and stained porcelain. Moving into the next room, which he describes as the most unsettling space yet, the silence feels almost physical. Every inhale, every footfall seems magnified, as though the building itself is paying attention. Back out in the cold night air, he reflects quietly on everything that happened. The knocking, the heavy bangs, the whisper drifting through the hall, none of it with any straightforward explanation. The care home felt occupied, just not by anyone still breathing. These aren't simply vacant structures. They carry the weight of memory, of emotion, and sometimes of echoes that simply won't let go. Tony understood when it was time to walk away, but not every location gives you that chance. As Craig and Stephanie were about to discover, quiet surroundings don't necessarily mean you're safe. Welsh Uplands Urbex is the channel where Craig and Stephanie, a married couple bound together by their love of urban exploration, venture past the boundaries of the ordinary. They hunt for the overlooked, places where silence has grown heavy and undisturbed, and where history bleeds through every crumbling surface. In this episode, they set their sights on an abandoned care home, a facility that once served society's most vulnerable, now left to decay beneath peeling walls and floors threatening to give way. Moving through its remains in the unforgiving light of day, they search for traces of what once was, and maybe something more. What they uncover is a place that delivers a sharp reminder: not every threat lurking inside a building is supernatural.
What else we've got? Whoa, it is dark.
Smelly. Look at all that dust.
Where?
In the air, it goes in front of us then.
I can't see.
Oh no, it's my breath.
It is pitch black in here. Absolutely pitch black. Just done a swap with my wife. I now wear the head torch. My wife now carries the handheld torch. It's a riveting conversation.
From the moment they cross the threshold, there's an underlying tension that never quite disappears. The banter stays light, jokes exchanged to ease the atmosphere, but the building's presence presses down on everything. The air is damp and heavy against the skin. Black mold spreads across the ceilings like dark stains bleeding through fabric, and entire rooms sit frozen in time, untouched yet disturbingly fragile. This was once somebody's home, somebody's livelihood, now drowned in rot and hollow silence. And yet, even with daylight pouring in, the feeling of being observed never fully leaves.
Which way were we going? We're going this way, weren't we? Workers' tools, eh? Just been left.
Ew.
What's in here? Looks like a bathroom in there as well.
Only.
Staff only. Yep.
It's been staff room.
Yep. What's we got on the floor? Is it the Bible? It is the Bible. Pages from the Bible. On the floor. You are fucking joking me. Fuck off. Hey, what's that? Look at this fucking room. It's the fucking kitchen you still in.
Certain details keep drawing their attention, not because they're bizarre, but because they keep repeating Bibles turning up in room after room. Objects arranged with a precision that feels almost deliberate, as though someone had passed through recently, either to clean up or to cover something up. Every so often the air seems to shift, just slightly, as if the structure itself is still inhaling and exhaling. Then the kitchen stops them in their tracks. Surprisingly well preserved, stoves, freezers, countertops all still in place, as though the last cook simply stepped out for a moment. It's the kind of discovery that pulls your focus, lowers your defenses, and for a brief stretch of time, it does exactly that.
Incredible. We can't find anything in the cupboards. The cupboards are empty. Shit. This is amazing, dear. Isn't this amazing?
Yeah. You see this sort of like the grill's still here.
Yeah.
This massive freezer.
Someone- Massive what?
Freezer.
I don't know. Someone's trying to start a fire there, but
Yeah, because why wouldn't you? You could be an empty Jurassic Park.
yeah, hide in there. Do some Jurassic Parking. Right? There's the grill. There's for hiding from velociraptors in there. You guys want to keep going up, see what we can find. Oh, we can go down in. And it just seems like this floor is just more rooms. So we're going to have a quick look down there. But we're not going to go investigating loads of stuff. I keep trying to go up the stairs, see if anything. There's a strong smell of weed right where we are now.
That's the moment the distraction lifts and reality lands hard. A sudden sound, followed by the unmistakable thick drift of cannabis smoke coming from somewhere close. It's enough to alter their rhythm entirely, enough to make them question just how alone they've been this whole time. Looking back, the clues were always there: stairways sealed off, furniture shifted around, rooms that carried the faint impression of recent occupation. There's no longer any room for uncertainty. Someone else is inside this building, and unlike whatever spirits people might expect to find in places like these, this presence has a heartbeat. There's no sprint for the exit, no moment of panic, just a calm, deliberate choice to move with purpose and retrace their route out. Because this was never supposed to turn into a face-to-face encounter. As they make their way back through the long, gutted hallways, one thing settles into focus. This place is something beyond simply abandoned. It exists in a kind of limbo between eras, a home that no longer fulfills its purpose, yet still offers shelter to something. The remarkably well-preserved body of a small child was uncovered in 2016, sealed inside an unmarked metal casket beneath a wealthy San Francisco neighborhood. She was barely 3 years old when she passed away, having been laid to rest in a long-forgotten cemetery over 100 years prior. When construction workers unearthed her elaborate coffin under a concrete slab, there was nothing, no markings, no headstone to indicate who she was. The mysterious little girl was clutching a flower. Researchers spent nearly a full year piecing together her identity, eventually determining she was Edith Howard Cook, born in San Francisco on November 28, 1873, to her parents, Horatio Nelson Cook and Edith Scoffy Cook. She had died from marasmus, a severe form of malnutrition. DNA analysis of the girl's remains revealed that part of her ancestry could be traced to the British Isles. She had been sealed inside an airtight casket measuring just 37 inches in length. Her curly hair was woven with sprigs of lavender, and a rosary and eucalyptus seeds had been carefully placed across her chest. Every detail of this story reads like something straight out of a horror film. The clip you're about to watch comes from a small but up-and-coming YouTube channel called XADV, operated by an urban explorer who goes by Wade. In the video, Wade and a handful of friends chose to return to an abandoned restaurant somewhere in their area. He'd already visited the spot once during daylight hours, and what he found wasn't paranormal activity. It was evidence that the place had been used as a criminal hangout. Despite that warning sign, the group decided to go back anyway, back after dark, armed with nothing but phone flashlights and a single pocket knife shared between all of them. Getting inside meant climbing a deteriorating wall and dropping through a gap in the roof down into what used to be the freezer section. The opening stretch of the exploration is pretty much exactly what you'd expect. A bunch of friends goofing around in a dark building, loud, disorganized, and not taking any of it seriously. But then they stumble across obvious signs of drug use, and it becomes clear that this building isn't just empty, it's actively being used, possibly on a regular basis. The deeper they push into the building, the fewer jokes get made.
That's insane.
Come look. What the fuck?
What? Hold on. Why is that here though? Like, why is that just in a restaurant?
I'm shutting this.
No. We have to investigate.
No, that's disrespectful. No.
It's just like now.
No,
Open it again. Open it.
Oh my.
Why is it like moist?
Did y'all hear that?
Because I just touched it.
It's probably. Here, open it again.
Dude, y'all got me paranoid. I'm not
I'm
gonna lie.
Well, yeah, bro. I mean,
Oh my
Dude, I
god.
heard something from over there.
I don't want to be peeking in the ladies' room, bro. Well, I am now. That's okay. That's creepy, bro.
Was that there before, Wade?
I haven't been back here before. That's the thing. I was too scared to come back here. There was a chair.
What the
right
fuck
here.
is that?
See all these wires?
Bro, that's recent, bro.
You're joking, bro. What? Oh. Yo, y'all are scaring the shit out of us, bro. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That looks like blood, but what I think it is, which I don't know why it's just not leaking out. This has been abandoned for a long time.
Has that been there before? Okay.
I don't remember.
It's old. It's old.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's the soda. Because these are the soda, like, streams.
Ah, yes.
But that's
low key.
why is the red soda the one coming out, bro?
No, that's crazy because he said this is what an electric chair was, bro.
Yeah, okay, I'm telling you, there was a chair right here, and there's like wires and stuff all going through the chair, bro. Tell me that's not creepy, bro.
That's funny.
I fucking swear to God, I heard a thump over there.
A what? A phone?
A phone. It's probably the. Bro,
Don't say that.
I swear to God, dude. Bro.
Don't see that.
No, I swear to
This
God.
room is actually really creepy.
Dude, I want to go in that woman's restroom again.
To their credit, the group actually paused at one point to genuinely debate whether continuing to film was the right thing to do, which is a surprisingly mature conversation to be having while standing in total darkness inside an abandoned building. They ultimately decided to do one last pass, check the bathroom to make sure nobody was actually in there, and then leave. That's the moment everything unraveled.
I just don't want to risk it.
Is that a fucking light or is that just me?
Where?
You don't.
No, that's back. That's back.
Move your light.
Move your light. That's just me.
Where?
You don't.
No, that's back. That's his back.
Move your light.
Move your light. Dude, there's a light.
It's us. Okay, it's us.
Oh, thank God.
Dude, it does look like a light though.
Looks like
I don't know.
light,
Here,
bro.
I don't know if you can tell on camera.
Dude, that fucking
You can.
scared me, bro.
Yeah, okay, you can look. See, it looks like a light's going off under there. It does look like a light though. I don't know. Here, I don't know if you can tell on camera. You can. Yeah, okay, you can look. See, it looks like a light's going off under there, but it's just us. It's somehow like reflecting. It's probably from the mirrors. It is from the mirrors. You're right. But that dude. Oh shit! Oh fuck! But it's just us. It's somehow like reflecting. It's probably from the mirrors. It is from the mirrors. You're right. But that dude. What? Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Come on!
From the limited footage they managed to capture, a woman comes bursting out of the bathroom in visibly rough condition and absolutely enraged that her space had been disturbed. She came directly toward them, and the entire group did the only logical thing available to them. They bolted, screaming their way through a pitch-black abandoned restaurant, completely forgetting about the pocket knife that was supposedly on their person. They eventually spilled outside and regrouped, only to catch sight of the same woman once more.
They're fucking coming! What the actual fuck? Where was that person? I'm fine. My adrenaline's too high to worry about. This seems like some shit that we would fake. That shit is not fucking fake.
Holy fuck!
And they started trying to come out after us.
Seen that shit. He opened the door. I was like that.
What the actual fuck? Where? Yo, what the? Bro.
Let's go back to the car. Fuck that.
Yeah, go to the car.
Watching her move around outside, the full picture started to come into focus, and it was far more sobering than frightening. The heaps of clothing, the personal belongings in the bathroom, the drug paraphernalia spread throughout the building, it all told the same story. This woman wasn't lurking around to terrify anyone. She was living there. It's impossible to know exactly what set her off, whether it was fear, anger, or simply the raw instinct of someone defending the only shelter they had. But when you consider it from her perspective, strangers with cameras and phone lights crashing into your home in the dead of night, her reaction becomes a lot easier to understand. Wade and his crew got off easy. They walked away with little more than a few scrapes, some wounded pride, and an experience they won't be forgetting anytime soon. But when you really think about it, the person who had the most terrifying night might not have been the group at all. It was her. Footage you're about to see comes from a YouTuber who goes by Exploring with Angelo, a channel built around the world of urban exploration, where Angelo dives headfirst into derelict buildings, overlooked spaces, and locations shrouded in mystery. The channel has built a reputation for deeply immersive content, pulling viewers into the unsettling atmospheres of places long abandoned to time and decay. In June of 2024, Angelo brings his audience along on what would become one of the most disturbing and deeply unsettling trips he has ever taken, a stretch of woodland with a dark reputation, said to be haunted and tied to satanic cult activity. Local lore holds that this forest was once used as a gathering ground for satanic rituals, and many who live nearby believe the spirits of those who participated in those ceremonies never left, leaving behind an oppressive and deeply foreboding energy. Angelo and his companion Brad make their way into the tree line. The two have tackled plenty of unsettling locations together before, but from the very start, this night carried a different weight. Something darker, something that felt genuinely threatening. They push further and further in, trying to find a suitable place to pitch their camp. With every step deeper into the woods, the feeling of being observed by unseen eyes grows stronger and harder to shake. Strange sounds drift through the trees, and at certain moments, the two claim they may have caught glimpses of an actual figure nearby.
Whoa. I just saw something down there. Okay, I'm gonna put this here for a second. I'll come back for that.
Okay.
I saw something move down there.
What rattles them most, though, is the fact that they came underprepared. On this particular outing, they simply weren't equipped to face whatever grim surprises the forest had in store for them.
Protection?
Person? I may or may not have left my knife in the car.
Oh, shoot. We're so unprepared today.
Oh, we're very prepared.
After an extended search, they eventually settle on a spot and get their camp set up. Once inside the tent, the camera starts recording. Just as Angelo begins opening up about the psychological toll that exploring these kinds of haunted places has taken on him, something terrifying interrupts the moment.
Honestly, I'm starting, lately, it kind of feels like I'm being followed by a demon. And it's just, what the fuck is that? What is that noise? What is that noise? What is that?
Oh my god.
What is that?
Oh my god. That was loud, bro. What was that freaking whipping sound? What the hell was that?
What was that? It sounded like it came from there.
Yo, get your light, dude. Let's go see what that is. I'm like freaking out.
My body's around here.
Oh my god.
Is there a window? Oh, there is a window.
You see anything?
No.
Dude, it just said that my body's around here. There could be a dead body up on this mountain, dude.
Oh my god, there's somebody over there. There's literally somebody there.
The tent violently shakes, and a sharp cracking noise rings out immediately after. Angelo moves to the tent window and peers outside, telling Brad that there is a shadowy figure standing out there, staring directly at them. Somehow they manage to steel their nerves and agree they need to step outside and confront whatever Angelo spotted. They head out and find nothing. If Angelo genuinely saw something standing there, what on earth could it have been? Unable to spot anything under their lights, they cut them off entirely and switch to night vision to see if that reveals anything lurking in the dark. They insist they can still detect a presence out there, but frustratingly, the camera captures nothing that confirms what they're describing. After spending some time wandering through the darkness, they head back to the tent and attempt to make contact using a spirit box. Without warning,
I need to move back. I don't know. It's really.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't know.
Holy shit!
Holy mother!
Holy! Are you okay? Oh my god! I'm sorry I ran out on you, bro. Oh my god!
Just turn that off.
Dude, it's grabbed you.
No, dude, it pushed me. Is there anything there? Do you see anything?
Holy shit, bro! It looked like arms, bro.
You saw arms?
It looked like arms. Holy. Oh my god, I've never seen.
Angelo is shoved hard from behind, sending Brad scrambling out of the tent in a panic. As Brad bursts outside, the footage shows clearly that no one else is there. Brad insists he witnessed a pair of arms lunge forward and push Angelo, yet nothing of the sort appears on camera. They continued scanning the area, but turned up nothing. After that encounter, they agreed it was time to leave and not look back. They also made a pact with each other that they would never set foot in that forest again. If what Angelo and Brad described is real, could the spirits of those connected to the satanic rituals truly be responsible? Do the dark legends surrounding this place hold any truth? Maybe there are some locations in this world that are simply better left alone. A woman says she's been sharing her home with what she believes is a paranormal entity for several months now. By her account, everything started out of nowhere on what appeared to be a completely unremarkable evening while she was cooking in the kitchen. That's when something deeply unsettling unfolded right in front of her. With no warning at all, multiple objects began flying around violently, as though some invisible force was tearing through the space. What makes the whole thing even harder to explain is that, according to her, every single door and window in the house was shut tight at the time. But as frightening as that already was, things took an even darker turn just a few nights later, when she heard an unexplained noise drifting in from the hallway in the dead of night. She chose to go check it out. Moving carefully through the darkened house, she tried to track down where the sound was coming from. Then, as her gaze shifted toward the hallway, she came face to face with what she describes as the single most terrifying experience of her entire life. In the wake of these events, she made the decision to set up security cameras all around her home, hoping to capture any further activity on film. Since doing so, she says the strange occurrences have only been happening more and more often. Is something still unidentified responsible for all of this? Or is this woman genuinely caught in the middle of something supernatural inside her own four walls? Whatever the truth turns out to be, a lot of viewers seem to agree on one thing. Recording it all may not be enough anymore, and it could be time for her to get out. In July 2023, a YouTuber named Adam from Mark Explores ventured inside an abandoned Victorian property that had remained completely untouched since its last resident, a 90-year-old man called Maurice, died within its walls. From the second they crossed the threshold, their equipment began triggering on its own. The home was packed with personal belongings, birthday cards celebrating Maurice's 90th still pinned to the walls, rocking chairs positioned in the living room, food left sitting in the pantry, and an axe propped against the kitchen counter as though someone had placed it there moments ago.
Check this living room out. Just completely left frozen in time. All the ornaments on the stand there. But check this out. 90th birthday cards. Still hung up. The family there. This is crazy. Absolute time capsule. Rocking chairs. No TV in here. But we're just going to have a quick walk around the house. See if we can pick anything up. Loads of old ornaments. Check this out. Check the kitchen. Bit of a tight squeeze there. Wow. Table's been tipped. The old cooker. All the food's still left too in the pantry. Check this axe out. Just everything's left. Really good condition too.
The upstairs rooms told the same story, beds neatly made with clothing draped over them, shoes arranged at the foot of each bed, car keys resting on the dresser, and tax discs stretching as far back as 1961, every detail pointing to a sudden, unexpected death.
Wow. Clothes draped across the bed. The old throw there. The shoes still at the end of the bed. Everything about this house is telling me that he passed away suddenly. Still in such good condition. Books under the lamp. Wow, check this out. Old typewriter, Royale. More bits and bobs in the cupboard here. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Oh nice, we have clothes hung up here. Wow. What a place. Another old suitcase just hanging. And more of his clothes, old shirts, t-shirts. Definitely passed away all of a sudden. Old tax discs, look at that. Wow, expires 1984, 69, 63, 61, all the way back. Bibles in this dresser. Old clock. Unbelievable. This him on his wedding day. Certainly looks like it. Does certainly look like it. Look, the old Hoovers. still sat here. This house has...
The K2 meter began surging into the red zone in the middle of open rooms, with no one standing close to it, while the spirit talker started issuing directions, go left, come here, as though something unseen was deliberately guiding them toward a specific location.
Okay, explorers. K2 going off on its own, middle of the room there. Spirit talker. Spirit talker is a go. Just gonna have a little walk around, see what we can pick up. Can't believe we're already getting stuff on that. Look, all the way to red there, Matt. So if there's any spirits in this room with us, if anyone's manipulating that device in the middle of the room, can you speak to us through this device on the chair, please? My name's Adam.
I'm Matt.
This is Matt. We don't mean any harm whatsoever. We are just here to speak to you.
Who's proper going for it? So is mine now flickering.
It's literally going all the way to red. Look. Look at that.
Yeah. Look at mine.
Nobody's anywhere near it. If you'd like to speak to us, you can do through this device. It's called a spirit talker. It'll pick up on any words that you have to say to us.
I mean, they're holding both, look. Mine's doing it, and yours is doing it exactly the same spot.
Can you give us a name, or how you passed away here? That Katie's flat out.
Yeah.
All the way to red.
Yeah. Mine's pretty much on like amber.
Holding it the whole time.
You can't actually see it on mine.
Okay, Spirit Talker's quiet. What is his name?
Maurice, sorry, it's a 9-year-old woman.
Go left.
Go left. Was that to my left? I'm...
Go left.
Which was 90. That's okay.
Unless he means me.
Yeah.
My left is out the room.
Through the door, yeah.
We'll listen out for the Spirit Talker. It's in my pocket. Just have a quick walk around with the K2, see if we get any activity. Seems to be all over the house. We heard some nice bumps and bangs before, didn't we? It's just started as I put it on the fireplace.
Come here.
Come here.
Come here as we're walking into the room.
Mate. So if it is Maurice, if there is any other spirits in this house that would like to speak to us, maybe somebody from the photograph, speak to us through this device. So it says go left, come here. It's definitely giving directions. You can also touch one of the black or white devices.
They invited whatever was present to reveal its position in the room. One of them noticed a light travel slowly up a coat hanging in the hallway, and right at that instant the device produced a response that stopped them both cold. Were their nerves getting the better of them?
Is anyone in the hallway?
What?
Don't know, I just seen like a light.
A light?
A light. See that coat hanging off here?
Yeah.
Light just went up it.
Really?
I don't know how.
I scare people.
So as Matt's just seen the light in the hallway, the Spirit Talker's just said, I scare people.
Wait, what's the chance of it saying that?
When they asked if there were children in the house, a response came through that matched the photographs of young kids they had found downstairs, and then a name followed by an age that changed everything.
I'm with my children. When I asked are they aware, the device went off and it said I'm with my children. There is pictures with children downstairs. K2's absolutely going off on one there now. Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me the name of who we're speaking to?
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere. There is an atmosphere in this house. But the K2 is going mad there. It's just stopped now, I've looked at it actually. Can you touch that device? Oh, as I asked. Can you touch the device again on the bed? Can you really grab hold of it? I really appreciate it. All the way to red when I said that. Thank you for doing that for me. Can you tell me your name through the device? So, just gonna go through what we've got so far. Go left when we were in the living room. Come here when we went into the next room. Matt seen that light in the hallway and it said, I scare people. Then we got toys, Frank. Acknowledge as I came upstairs. Watch out. We're really here. Photos. I'm with my children. An atmosphere. Is there anything else that you'd like to make contact with? Is there any messages you'd like to pass on to us?
I'm only 5.
It is a child. There is pictures of children downstairs. No way. Toys. Thought they were toys. Wow. I'm only 5. Okay. Can you tell me if you're a boy or a girl? If you're a boy, can you touch the black device? Can you touch the toy on the bed for me? If you're a little girl, can you touch the toy on the bed? Guys, that is so weird. If it's a little boy that's in the room with me, can you touch that toy, the black toy on the bed? Just give him a sec. If I have a little girl in the room with me, can you touch that toy on the bed, please? If you'd like to play a game.
Ava.
Ava. Guys, so we've got the name Ava, and I'm only 5. She referred to the devices as...
Then the situation intensified. The spirit talker produced 2 words that seemed meaningless at first, until they glanced around and spotted something inside that living room they had genuinely never encountered in any other property they'd explored.
If anyone is in this house, can you come into this room with us? Let us know that you're here.
The bench.
The bench.
The bench. Mate.
No way.
Literally.
The bench, mate.
There's a bench in here.
Yeah, but like... what other house has a bench in it?
Exactly, mate. So you're sitting on the bench with the photos which were mentioned earlier. That's amazing.
Yeah, literally.
Or is your photograph on the bench? Is that what you're trying to tell us? If I get any of these right, set a device off for me.
As if it's at the bench.
I know, mate.
I did.
Wow. Cat ball. Can you tell us who was... If you want to set off these devices, I can show you. That's all you have to do there. And all you have to do is step in front of that device there. Can you do that for us now? We also have a device that you can speak through. We'll use that if you'd like. The bench. Was somebody on the bench?
The moment a second name came through the device, the entire piece of furniture it was resting on jolted forward and shook with force, while one of them stood there and watched it happen right in front of him.
That we just heard something from there.
No.
The only thing in that corner is the camera.
Yeah. Well, I was in the cupboards, man. Hey. Did you hear that?
No, what was it?
I just had a noise to that, like something falling.
I missed it. I missed it.
Did you just make a noise in the hallway? Can you do it again for us?
Amelia.
No, that whole thing has just moved.
No way.
The whole thing just moved. I was watching it because I seen the word come up.
What, the whole...
The whole thing.
Amelia.
No,
Amelia.
no. Just shook. Please tell me that shows on that camera.
Go forward.
Go forward.
Go forward. Mate, I should have got that on camera. I should have got that.
Shot.
The whole thing just moved. I just watched it. So I was getting a feeling like something was like in my pocket. So when that just said, was it Amelia? Yeah. The whole thing just shook. Is that the person that said they scare people? I'm clutching my pearls. No, that's crazy. I just watched it. I watched the word come up, and then I seen the thing.
A rapid string of words followed, cryptic hints pointing towards something dreadful that may have taken place in that house. And when they picked up sounds of movement coming from elsewhere in the building, they decided it was time to get out.
Can you tell us, is Jeff the person that or was Jeff? Sarah? Is not here. Mate, my arms are killing.
Yeah,
same. I feel like
we're delighted you're here.
Oh, same.
Shh, 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 shh.
No way. Where's my torch? Sounded like a door or a window. Or some sort of...
On January 14th, 2021, this guy set off to explore a decommissioned military installation, only to discover it was still under guard, and it wasn't long before someone opened fire on him. He'd gotten hold of classified coordinates for the site, circulating only in restricted online forums. Until just a few years back, the place didn't appear on any map. Those coordinates took him deep into the woods, along an overgrown rail line that ran for several miles. Eventually, he arrived at the site. The place looked as though nobody had been there in decades. Abandoned warehouses, corroded gates, old hangars. Some sources claim the base had only been closed 3 or 4 years prior, yet the level of decay suggested something far older. He'd already worked his way through several structures and was preparing to head out when something caught his eye. Aware of how dangerous it was to be there, he did his best to stay silent and kept his flashlight off unless he had no other choice. While moving through one of the derelict buildings, he picked up a sound. Someone was heading in his direction. When he tried to take a different route around them, shots echoed out from somewhere in the darkness. He ducked inside one of the buildings to steady himself, and that's when he froze, realizing an armed figure was standing directly behind him. The combination of fear and adrenaline threw off his sense of direction entirely. He couldn't locate the exit. Every now and then he'd briefly switch on his light just to get his bearings, each time risking giving himself away. He ultimately took cover inside one of the hangars and decided to sit tight until daylight. Somewhere around 4 in the morning, he peered outside and spotted no flashlight beams in the area. Perhaps whoever had been hunting him had finally moved on. What exactly is being concealed inside that abandoned military base remains a mystery to this day. Our final video of the night is also our most unsettling, and it comes from Dark Ghost Paranormal, a YouTube channel dedicated to real-time paranormal investigation, typically carried out alone in creepy derelict or reportedly haunted locations. The channel has built a reputation for its stripped-down, unfiltered style, shot almost entirely in pitch darkness with little to no commentary, which only adds to the dread and sense of realism. The date is March 22nd, 2021, and the investigator made their way into a reportedly haunted property with a well-documented history of poltergeist activity, with the goal of capturing evidence of the supernatural firsthand. They set up a base of operations inside the building and made the deliberate choice to keep the lights off, operating under the belief that the presence there was agitated by any form of illumination. From early on, unsettling sounds began emanating from the attic and nearby rooms, and things nearly took a catastrophic turn when a closet almost came crashing down on top of them. An accident only narrowly avoided because a sudden noise gave them just enough warning. As they attempted to catch some sleep on a makeshift resting spot cobbled together from a pair of chairs, a luminous white orb glides slowly across the frame. Then, without any warning whatsoever, a thunderous bang rips through the room, accompanied by what appears to be bursts of sparks or sudden flashes of light. He snaps awake in a panic, desperately sweeping the room with his eyes, only to find absolutely nothing there. It was August 3rd, 2024, a mild evening in Wales that felt almost too peaceful given where they were headed. Their destination was an abandoned property with a deeply unsettling reputation, rumored to be home to restless, tormented spirits. Residents in the area spoke of eerie sounds, voices with no source, and dark silhouettes that seemed to drift at the edge of vision. For Adam and Aaron, it was exactly the kind of place that demanded a closer look.
Now, I'm here with Aaron. We're going to have a walk around using the Ovilus. We've got the K2 here. This house is freaking me out already because last time I came here, a lot of stuff's moved around. So it's a bit freaky and it's a big...
As Adam connects with his audience, he reflects on a prior visit to the same house. That night had been full of inexplicable moments. Doors crashing shut with no one nearby, the sound of footsteps in corridors that should have been empty, and an unshakable sense of being observed. This time around, though, he had returned with upgraded gear and a far more determined mindset. He wasn't leaving without proof.
This house that would like to communicate with us tonight. My name's Adam. I'm here with Aaron. We don't mean any harm being here whatsoever. We are just here to communicate. We're not here maliciously or to damage anything. Brave.
Yeah.
We are just here to try and converse with someone, basically. Pray. So we've just got brave, pray. I mean, there's a lot of personal possessions here, which I love. This looks like it's straight out of a church. Some sort of Latin. No idea. But we'll just take a look. History. I was just pointing at that.
They kicked things off using a spirit talker, a piece of equipment designed to let entities communicate through generated words and phrases. Almost right away, the device began producing responses. The sheer directness of whatever was coming through was deeply unsettling, as though something had been waiting there for them, ready to speak.
What's that?
Something tapping on that glass or that pot. K2 just went all the way to red. Oh, please tell me I got that. Right, put that there. Literally just heard tapping on here. Like that?
Yeah, I heard it.
It was that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Strange.
These curtains are moving.
Well, the whole house is boarded up, so...
You see that, right?
Slightly. There. Let me check. Before we start panicking. Oh no. We're good.
Okay.
The window's smashed. That panic you? Oh my god. What is that smell though? Should we get some equipment out?
Is that the same doorway?
No, it's the bathroom.
Oh.
Weird.
Doorways near the beds.
Hey. You want to speak to us?
Green means go.
No, I have something at the end of the hallway. Do you know what I would like to try? The SLS with the Polaroids again.
Okay.
Walk through, try that. Would be interesting.
Yeah.
Try and get the doorways and the ends of the bed. See if we get anything.
Good, yeah.
They decided to push further. Moving through the crumbling, deteriorating rooms, the air around them seemed to grow thick with tension. The pair switched to an SLS camera, a specialized tool that uses infrared technology to map out human-shaped figures, even ones completely invisible to the human eye. Fascinating.
So SLS, Polaroid, we have been getting very strange responses, end of bed and doorways. So we're going to start downstairs and then just work our way through. See if we do get anything down here. Would be interesting. So, if there's any people here that would like to communicate, you can step in front of me now. We will see where you are. We will see what you look like. What? Literally just stood right in front of me. There's nothing there. Just picking up a bit of the brick there. The strange one was as I walked in. Oh! Next to the TV there. Pretty much next to you. No, you're good, you're good. He's vanished. That's you. It's picking up. If you just move your arm slightly. Yeah, so it is picking it up perfect. So when I first walked in, it was right where that TV is. I asked it to move its arm and it moved, disappeared.
And deeply strange. As they continued sweeping through the property, anomalies kept appearing. The SLS camera would intermittently detect a figure standing close by, only for it to disappear the instant either of them moved toward it. Fear aside, Adam and Aaron stayed locked in, pushing to make contact with whatever was sharing the space. Then, the moment they climbed the stairs, the entire atmosphere shifted, and it became undeniable that something else was up there with them.
Hello? Yes, look at that. I just had a weird feeling down there. That was behind you. It was downstairs. Was it? Come on, come on. Hello? Definitely.
Definitely what?
Downstairs.
I don't know.
bit clearer. I thought it came from in there.
You just did it again. Do you want me to cut this?
No, keep it going. What the hell was that?
I don't know, it just scared me. You're scaring me.
I heard like 3 or 4 things. Should we go back in?
Yeah, I guess.
The hell was that? So it was quite loud. So my first thought was somebody was trying to get in.
That's
the
what I
door.
thought too.
And then the second noise came from down that small staircase.
Yep.
Rattled and struggling to make sense of what was unfolding, Adam and Aaron quietly made their way back inside, careful not to draw attention to themselves. They shot each other uneasy looks, both wrestling with the same silent thought: was there actually someone else in this building with them? A living person, or something from beyond? The not knowing was perhaps the most frightening part of all. Yet they refused to turn back, driven by the need to find answers.
I'm a bit worried with the drug stuff, and last time I came here there was a massive axe and I don't know where that axe has gone.
Okay.
Yeah, that was so loud. I want to carry on, but I don't want to be stupid.
I'm following your lead.
For safety, I feel like we should leave this now.
Okay.
Just because I don't know where that axe has gone. And those noises were like someone was trying to get in.
Right.
What say you?
That's a wrap.
Yeah?
Cut.
Yeah. Alright guys, we literally never do this. But it's a dangerous house. We are literally in the middle of nowhere. And I think it's because of maybe living people that we are leaving, not because of spirits, which I do think there is something here.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a bit worried. Right, let's go to the car.
Okay.
Talk about it there. Okay,
Run, 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 run.
I can't see.
Oh god.
What?
There's someone in there.
There's someone there.
Fucking go.
I'm trying. There was someone there.
There's someone coming into the other door.
Fuck. Right, drive. I'm driving. Wait. Right, we need to pull over somewhere up here. Oh, seatbelt.
Safety first.
I'm still filming.
Me too.
There was someone in the house.
There was a man coming in through the other door. Through the kitchen door.
The one we barricaded?
Yes.
Fuck, so there was someone there.
Yep. I think they pushed over that first chair we put in front of the first door.
That's
And
what the
we
bang was.
heard.
Hearts pounding, they fled in their vehicle, their thoughts spiraling through every possible explanation for what had just occurred. If Aaron's instincts were correct, if there really had been a man coming through that door, then they had gotten out at exactly the right moment, escaping without a scratch. The encounter left a mark on both of them, not because of anything supernatural, but because of the very real possibility that living, breathing people with unknown intentions had been lurking in those shadows. It's a sobering truth. The most dangerous thing you can encounter in an abandoned building isn't always a ghost. Sometimes it's someone far more grounded in reality and far more threatening. That night stood as a chilling reminder that following your curiosity can take you somewhere you were never meant to go. But what if the danger stalking you isn't a spirit, isn't a stranger, but something with far more lethal instincts altogether?